Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we are taking a look at Morphwiz 2 by Jordan Rudess and One Red Dog Media. So let's urge. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Jade and this is How to App on iOS. You're doing good out there? Hope so. All right, we got a lot to cover today in a very short amount of time. So I'm going to jump straight in and start talking about this app. So this is a sequel to an original app that was very, very popular. If I come over here and show you what I mean, and do the things, just give me a second here. Here is the original Morphwiz. This was released a long time ago and it was very well received. So 2011 it received the Keyboard Magazine's award, winner of Electronic Musicians 2011 award, winner of Billboard Music App Awards 2010. So this thing was very, very successful in its old days. It was not AUv3 compliant, so it is kind of languished by the roadside a little bit. It is Morphwiz by Jordan Rudess, and he has come out and released a sequel finally, and this is Morphwiz 2. Here it is. It is so about double the price of the original one, but it has a whole lot new features going on. It is $19.99. It works on iPad only and your Mac and is AUv3 compliant. So we're going to jump in and have a look at it today. There's the price. There's the deal. You've got a little bit of a history behind it. Let's say hello to everybody here. Hello, hello. Thanks, Jamie, for the dump. Dude, thank you so much for dumping everyone over from your stream. If you've come over from Jamie's, hello to you. If you're coming over from Mr. Smith's, hello to you. Thomas, what's happening? E-Urban, hello. CK, g'day. Audible video wants no ass. That's what he says in private. Dude. Kristen, g'day to you. Jamie already said hello to you. Thomas is slinging links. If you'd like to do a PayPal, there's a little thingo just there. You can do that. Or you can become a member for just $1 a month and you get like... And what do? We do roasts, and there's a quiz coming up soon if you're a member. Patreon, $1 a month, get your song mastered. $5 a month, and you can win some cool apps. And this app is absolutely the same. I think I've got 4 copies of this to give away if you're a Patreon. So worth your $5 every month to win some cool apps. Covered by CQ, hello to you. All right, we're going to get into this and let's make some sound with this thing. I've got a little project I've made here. As you can see, it's clearly AUv3 because I've got it open in AUM. And I've made this and we're going to play it. Oh, and this too. Almond Break just got made AUv3 today. What a surprise to wake up to. The original Almond Break has been updated and wow, AUv3. So, pretty damn cool. Let's play this little thing. What have I got going? I've got a couple of scalers, got a nerd synth with a perforator on it. We've got a Mariana for some bass, we've got Almond Break for some drums, and we got Morphwiz 2 for some synth sound, and I've got an LFO that's controlling the morph feature over here. So this is being LFO'd, modulated. So let's play and see how we go. Let's urge. Righto. Oj. Hey, excuse me, I got a really sore throat today. Ed B Metal, what's happening? G'day. Thomas says, visually stunning app to match the sounds. If you're running high-end CPU, I think you can turn off the blob. You sure can turn off the blob. We'll cover that. So let's jump out of this little project here. I'll just make sure I save it and it's all good. Because I'm thinking about, I don't know if this is cool, I'm thinking about releasing an album soon. I've been going through and collecting all my demos that I've been making over the years, the little short demos, and putting together an actual iOS, how to app on iOS demo EP for Bandcamp, which will have like about 50 tracks on it of short little pieces made from demos from particular apps. And each track will be the name of the app that was being showcased. So I think that might be a fun thing to do in the future. So we're all saved. Let's clear this out of here. As I said, this is AUv3, so you can load it wherever you like in here. And your Logic, your GarageBand, your Places, all your things. And there it is. So let's talk about the interface. Now, this is the equivalent of, now I'm assuming, I didn't actually read this, so I'm assuming this works with an MPE controller. So if you've got one of those, I'm assuming. So if I'm wrong, I do apologize. I'm going to connect this to my keyboard down below here. So I've got my Arturia keyboard connected as well. And you can see that animation that Audible was talking about in the chat. You can turn that off. If you want to save on some CPU. So why is it called Morphwiz? Well, let's tell you about that, because you can morph through the sounds that are built into this. So firstly, let's go over some things up the top. We've got our octaves, so I can turn this up a couple of octaves, turn it down. Is it going to work for me? It's not doing anything right now. So it's here. So you do have octaves there. We've got our preset manager up the top here, and you've got a whole bunch. So Wisdom, you've got a whole bunch of presets in here. Dave Muller, Wayne Ingram, and each of these have their own sample banks. Categories, FX, keyboards, leads, other, pads, synth. So there's plenty of stuff for you to mess around with to get started. Yeah, you got all up the top, which shows all of the presets for each section. Wisdom has the most of them, so you can see there's a heap of them in here, and these have like extra ones like motion, awk morph, hybrids, vocals, so there's some vocal stuff in here as well. And you can create a new one over here. You can restore, save, import, and you've got an initiate mod matrix. Boom. So if you've set up a whole bunch of modulation, you just want to clear it all off, you can just initiate the mod, and this one over here initiates the entire preset. So you go back. Yeah, to just a basic initiated sound. I'm just going to load this one in here. So you can hear when I hold down a note there, depends on how hard I'm playing it, we're moving through the sounds, and we'll cover this in a second. You can go left and right through your sound banks with the arrows. You can turn them all off. All off. So if you've got it, that's pretty much a MIDI kill. If you've got a problem, something that's sticking, that'll just kill everything. I do apologize for my voice today. Over in the top corner, we got some settings. So in here, you've got undo, redo, which is hidden away in the settings. Always expand, larger, show blobby. So that's where you can turn off the blobby. So there's your blobby. That's what it's called officially. It's called blobby. It's got a name. And you've got a help menu down here, which opens up the website, which will give you the manual if you'd like to do that as well. Takes a little bit to load. Yes, Blobby. We've all met Blobby now. I don't know what's going on here, why it's taking its time to load. I think it's a PDF, so that's why it's got a bit of time to load. Anyway, you don't need to see that because you're here to watch me give you a tutorial. So, settings. There you go. Undo redos in there as well. You've got a randomizer, so you can just hit the die. Hit the die. And it's pretty good. So it's pretty decent with the sounds you get each time you hit that die. So let's hit it again. Or we can just flick back between these and get our original sound back. So, as I said, you can connect a keyboard to this and play along with your keyboard, but where the magic happens is with the on-screen keyboard. So think of this kind of like GeoShred in a way. And when you play a note, you have the ability to morph. Your keyboard at the same time. So really cool for doing multitasking. So if you want to do some MPE moving around and morphing up here, and have your second hand on the keyboard playing, there's that option as well. We'll get into what the morphs are. Up the top here, there's a little arrow which opens up all of the main section here, which lets you dick around and do whatever you want to do. Yes, an MPE controller does all of that as well. So here's your main set, and this is these are the instruments that you're morphing between. So you've got 4 instruments you can morph between, and you can see as I move my finger up, you can see it starts on this digital harp here, and as I lift it up, it moves to the church organ, and then moves to the next one, and then the next one. So it starts at D, C, B, and A. So as I drag up, that church organ is introduced, and then the classic organ, and then the patch up the A. So you've got that representation up here, and you can come in here and change these instruments out individually to whatever you want. So we can add like a Brussels piano in here and hit close. Whatever you like. You've got completely orchestral, so we could add a flute in here. Close that. Pretty damn neat, yeah? All right, so there are our sources. And within the sources, when you click on this, you've got other options as well. You can flick, once you've clicked on a source, like this flute here, you can actually go between A, B, C, and D here and all do it from one screen. So you're not going back and forward, back and forward. That would get pretty annoying after a while. So it's pretty good that they've offered to do that. Hello, Falcro and Ed Z. So yeah, you don't have to just click on this one, choose it. You can do it all from within here with your A, B, C, and D. You've got a little record function in here as well, so you can actually record your own samples in. I can't do that at the moment because I've got this connected through my HDMI, but you can also import your own samples. So totally cool. I'm not going to import anything in here, but you can import your own samples as well. So that just adds another freaking layer to how cool this thing is, yeah? So not only, I mean, if you come in here and have a look, let's just see on B here, there's so many packs. And you can just come up, scroll up here. We'll come over here, scroll up. So you've got bass, BT, drums, guitar, Jimmy T, JR. Look, there's so many different instruments. And within these pads, you've got everything that's over here. So we can, boom, hit orchestra. So very, 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 very neat. And to get out of there, so you just got to hit the little close button. So here's where you open a file. Here's where you close the file. Yes, there's a filter in here as well too. So you've got a filter, resonance, you can also choose bipolar, is that what it is? Whatever it is. You can choose your decibels, so you can flick this up to 24 dB. So a lot of control over your filter. This is set for multi. So this filter will control multi if you turn this down. And you should be able to double tap anywhere to reset any of these as well. So you've got a filter, and don't worry, there is modulation as well. So you can modulate the filter from within the app or use an external. That's completely up to you as well. You've got a master level, you've got panning. So if you've got headphones on, you'll hear that's panning. Coarse and fine tuning over in the corner. We got voices, so this is important to pay attention to. You've got MIDI voices, poly. Over here is MPE and poly, or MP3 mono and legato. So you can choose from over there, poly, bang. So you can play nice chords in poly. And in mono, of course, you can't play any chords because it's in mono, isn't it? Nice. Let's get back to poly. Nice poly chords. When you're in mono, also, you've got a glide here as well. So you can do that. So you've got to turn on the glide, yeah? So you've got glide. Up and down, up and down. We can go up and down. What is that? I don't even know. I've forgotten what that's for. It is what it is. Minutes early. So with each of the sounds too, you have volume for your sources as well. Hey Russ, what's going on? So you got your volume, so you can decide if you want these louder or softer. All good. So that's virtually that section there. Here's where things get interesting. You've got your morph section over to the side here. This is where you can start doing your morphing. Now, this is currently set, so it keeps the sources open so you can see what instruments are happening, and so you can match everything up. When we're in linear mode, you can see when I play a note here, we are morphing through these, but say I'm playing this on a keyboard, and it's not morphing, well, I can use my hand over here to morph through the sounds. So you've got like a pad. So the one thing Jordan Rudess does really well, and I'm so glad he sticks to this kind of mantra with iOS, is that a lot of his apps, he's maintained the touch feel, the ability to still be able to play a keyboard, but still come in here and touch, and it's a tactile, and it retains that iOS feel. So many apps now are getting ported from desktop and that, which is great. We love that kind of stuff, but the iPad's kind of losing a bit of its sex appeal of what made it the iPad, you know what I mean? So really good that you can do that and use a keyboard if you're more comfortable with this in the touch screen, and be able to morph through these sounds. G'day, Hugh Caldwell. Hope you're doing okay, mate. Have you gone? Our friend Hugh is going into hospital, so we send him lots of love, you know what I'm saying? Also, we have the option to use a Morph XY pad. So you'll see the difference here. Zoom in a little bit. You'll see the difference. When I change from linear is just going up and down, right? But when I change to Morph, it moves the A, B, C, D into the corners, and we've got your standard pad that we can move through. Again, using my finger. Not only that, we can do it using these knobs up here because we've got our X and Y. So you can see turning these is going to move that little ball around. Morph 2 is just an A and D. It's just between two different sections. And single is just the sounds just alone they're pretty fucking mint. I'm not going to lie about it. They're pretty decent sounds. So plenty of options for morphing. Plus, remember, you can come in and do something like you can animate this. You can do this yourself. You could add an LFO in here. Oops, I didn't mean to do two MIDI channels. Get it together, dick. Something like MLFO. Let's make it full screen so you can see what I'm doing. And we can come over here and we can connect this MLFO. And then we can choose, let's come back over here. We can come and look for, now I've got to find it, don't I? This is if you don't want to use the LFO that's built in, because you can do this out of here. I'm just looking for the Y, where are we? Morph linear. So here we go. We've got like a morph linear. We've got a vector Y. So you can come here and do something like this. Turn it on. We'll say channel, I don't know, 13 or something. 13. Hit play. And come over to our MLFO. CC13. Oh. And we should be good. So this should be going a bit fast. Let's slow this down a little bit. Oops, open up the right thing. And you can see now we've modulated this so it's running by itself. So you don't even have to use it. And this is just on the one of the axes. So you can come in and do another axis with a different LFO. So pretty neat stuff. But yeah, when you're using an LFO, remember, externally like that, so as a MIDI controller sending data into an app, you need to have the play running on the transport, just so you know. You're not getting, if you're not seeing it moving, maybe just hit play up the top and you'll be okay, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get rid of that. We'll delete that. Cool. And we'll just come out here and clear this little MIDI CC. We don't need it. Turn it off. Boom. So that's the morph section in a nutshell. Modulation. Modulation is very deep, my friends. Hello, Tremor Bear. So Falco says, I need to hire Jade to teach me how to use the stuff. I'm nowhere near capable as I should be in some direction. Well, I'm gonna. You want me to tell you the truth? I haven't even learnt this app today. I think I used it for 10 minutes. I'm pushing myself today to see how well I can pick up an app in front of you all right now. So you're seeing me learning this right in front of you. All right, I rarely do this, but last night I wasn't feeling the best. I'm still not feeling the best. So you just go for it, man. This is like anything, folks. Like anything, just believe that you've got this. You know, it's 80% of everything. You know, live performance, recording. You see the red light going, you get all panicky. Just tell yourself you've got it. You've got it, man. That's it, and you'll smash it. right? You may make a few mistakes here and there, but it's okay. You get the general idea. Because ultimately, this is a synth. It shouldn't be intimidating. It's just a synth, right? It's like a drum machine. It's just a drum machine, just a guitar rig, we've all been doing these things. It's not that hard, yeah? Just twiddle the knob and you'll figure it out. That's what she said. So we're in our modulation section here, and this is quite deep. Look at here. We have a whole lot of modulators in here. So you've got 4 LFOs. And once you click on this, so click on LFO1, you can see it asks you for a destination. And look at all these places. You can send stuff anywhere you like. You can send it where you like. It's completely up to you. Now, I'm just going to do this. Let's go full screen for a minute. And so you've got plenty of places to send this to. So I can send it to my filter cutoff. So now we're sending the LFO1 out to the filter cutoff. And we've got it turned on, intensity. And you can hear it already. We can change the rate up here. We can sync it to the DAW. We can reset it. And we can change the curve. So at the moment, we've got like a sine wave going here with this LFO. You can drag and reshape anything. You can double tap anywhere and add more dots and get crazy shapes. You can actually come in here to the curve as well and pick a whole bunch. So sine, saw, triangle, square, linear, and stepped. So if we choose stepped and come out of this, we've got a stepped. And again, you can change this how you freaking like and change the rate from here. It's pretty damn easy. Within this too, so you can see here we've got LFO2, we've got filter resonance, filter cutoff. We can come in here and change all of this stuff as well. So this is just LFO1. Click the little arrow to get out of it here. Let's just go into our destination. What are we at? Filter cutoff. So you can add more of these as well too. Within LFO1, we can add a whole bunch of these. You can add the filter cutoff, we'll get rid of this one, filter resonance. You can add multiple things in here, multiple destinations to these. To delete them, super easy. Just hit the little minus and they're gone. Once you've added some kind of modulation, you'll see a little dot appears in this matrix, letting you know there's something attached here, yeah? So you click up the top, you can see what it is. The VCA level is connected to the EG here. You've got volume, expression, slides, so plenty of stuff to send modulation to. It's pretty damn cool, yeah? Oops, until it crashed. Shit happens, doesn't it? And that happens sometimes. So let's come back over here. We're on the right sound. They are color coded. So yeah, if I turn on this LFO here and add a destination, and we say like a filter cutoff, and then get out, you'll see all the LFOs have the same color, all the EGs have their different color, velocities, and all these ones are all similar color here. So that's the definition between all of these. So they are color coded up the top in here, so you can see what is going on in your matrix. It's a simple, very neat little matrix. You're not going to get too confused with it. Plus, as you've already seen, you can add external stuff if you don't want to use the matrix. You know, we all love being in the matrix. Isn't life at the moment just like living in the matrix? It really is. So pleasurable. Oh, have I opened this as a standalone? I have, haven't I? No. I want to get out of that. There we go. Get out of full screen. So there's your modulation stuff. Not going to break your brain. You're going to be okay. We also have an arpeggiator, but let's do this because it's our halfway point. I need to run an ad every day. We run an ad to appease the YouTube Google lords before, I don't know, the end of the world. You can become a YouTube premium subscriber to avoid ads on YouTube, or just skip and we'll wait for you to come back. The ad has been run, and while we're waiting, I need to let you know, after this show, not immediately after, but maybe in a couple of hours' time, this pre-recorded demo will be dropping here on the channel. Man, the names of these two apps are so damn long. Lo-Fi Dojo DJ Looper and Lo-Fi Dojo Vinyl Simulator. So I'm doing both of these apps in one show. It's a pre-recorded show. Hopefully it'll be up sometime today. It all depends on how well I feel. I'm trying, guys, to get through as many apps as I possibly can, but just haven't been feeling it. They're feeling well the last few days. It is what it is. Let's come back over here. What's this nonsense you're talking about? What's Audible talking about? So what you're saying is, if it's good, we just ignore the reality of yeah, just ignore America at the moment, folks. It's not worth your time. So we have, we've got an Arpeggiator in here as well. So set up the Arpeggiator, turn it on. And I'm just holding down one note. You can control the division by up here. Clicking up here, and you can change the division. Let's slow it down a little bit. We'll go to a quarter. Right. You can add length to the arpeggiator. That's what she said. By clicking here, go to like 10. You can change the chance. There's a little knob down here, and you can change the chance of them playing. And we've got ratcheting. Sorry, this is for the ratchets. So when it's low, you're going to get the chance of some ratchets happening. Let's bring it down to like 3. Chance is low. Now the way the arpeggiator works, of course, is you've got to add more notes. If I just hold down one note, but if I hold down a chord, so nice. There's a latch button here as well too, so I could hold down some chords and they're just going to keep doing their thing. And now I can come in here and change this. We can go, we've got a whole bunch of different things. We've got up, down, random, played. So now we've got random. We can add some swing to it. And you'll notice along the top here, we can turn these off willy-nilly to add a bit more dynamic stuff in there. Plus you can add more velocity. So this is actually turning up the velocity of these. You can change the octave. So you can go up 3. We can go up 4 octaves. And there's even some effects in here. So we'll leave this going. We've got a distortion. And you've got different styles of distortion down here. You've got like a decimator. It's really nice. There's a whole bunch of hidden stuff in here. You can change the mix. You've got a chorus. Probably not going to work with the... Let's take off the ARP for now. Come back into our effects. Hey, 7 dust. So we've got a chorus. You can mess around with the high card. You got a level, mix. I'll turn these off, the distortion and the chorus. And down below FX2, you've got a delay. So to activate it, you need to turn up the mix on each of these. You'll notice the mix is down. So individual controls for left and right, so you can change the delay out here. You can sync just the left to the BPM and keep the right loose. Change the feedback. Nice representation for feedback there. And we've got reverb as well. So the reverb's already on. And it's a pretty decent reverb, yeah. You've got a mist reverb. We've got a stereo spread. We can change the pitch of the reverb. You get these really tonal reverbs going on. I've seen a few people say this app is just like it's just GeoShred light, but it's not. This is very different, I think. After playing around with it, so you know, it still has that same kind of control ethos, but there's some very interesting sounds, and especially with this reverb. Yeah, I think that too. I was going to say that, Tom. It's kind of like GeoShred and Animoog. Very, very much so. So there are your effects. We've covered all our effects. Pretty neat and dandy. Let's come over here to the last section, which is our notes. Hi, MC, as well. Welcome to the chat. So notes, this is where you can control the keyboard. Yeah, which is that kind of GeoShred kind of thing. You've got a lot of control here. Firstly, we've got a snap control. You can turn that off and get those really crazy bends. When you've got snap on, it's snapping to those keys. Let's change the sound. Thank you so much, MC. Very glad to hear that. We've got a pitch lock. Now, let's just skip over here to our scales, because there's a nice selection of scales for those of you who are scale whores. Look at them all. There's a fuck ton of scales. I don't even know what this is. I'm going to pick it. And this is, why do we have scales here? So you can play and it's all going to sound okay. It's not going to go out of scale. It's going to sound good whatever you play, yeah? To a degree. And you can choose your root note here. So all your options for your root notage. It's in an F at the moment. You can even go in and choose a bass note. So we can come in and choose a bass note, and then you can lock that here. So if you go in here and change things around, that D is going to stay as our bass note. Width gives you more keys on the keyboard. Height changes things up a lot. So this splits the keyboard. So if you want more, you can actually get a lot more. I don't know how high. How high does it go up to? 6. So 6 is your highest. So now we're getting into GeoShred territory here. And the width, I'm guessing, can... How far can we go? Man, that's a lot of notes. Look at that. That's already melting my brain. So you can get pretty bonkers with your notes. All right, so here's our overall, this is our octave, so we can go up octaves here. fancy. Now, let's just reset this. That's just nuts. So you'll see now here we have Blobby. We've got Blobby turned on at the moment. You can change the color of Blobby. With the collar knob, you can change the size of Blobby and make Blobby take up the whole screen. You can remove frets. You can remove the names of notes. So now you're just completely flying blind. But guess what? You're in scale. You're in scale. So it doesn't matter. Let's bring the names back on. Your master level's over here with your voices. And that's pretty much all the stuff, yeah? That's pretty much all of it there. You're not going to be too, you can round out. Oh, so we've got some rounding here. I see. And so Blobby can be, yes, we covered that. So you can go over the settings up the top here and you can turn off Blobby. There's Blobby. Blobby's gone. And yeah, recommend if you got an older iPad or something like that and you want to, have multiple things of these running, because let me tell you, not going to lie, went to bed last night, had this running in the background, the standalone version, and woke up today and my battery was down like 25%. Nothing else was open except this, and the screen was off. Wow. That's some energy, man. Overnight. So yeah, I would recommend keeping Blobby off if you just, hey, it looks great, but if you want to focus on making fucking music, you don't really need Blobby, do you? Yeah. Blobby, it takes up a bit. Shall we? We've got about 15 minutes left here. Shall we go through some presets and show you some of these sounds? And then I think we can get out of here and you can make a decision yourself on if this is the right app for you, because that's what we do here. I'm not here to sell you apps. I'm not a salesperson, but just to try and give you an idea of what it is to see if it works in with your app flow. Because remember, apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all to make great music. Yeah. Just the ones that help you make something that you hear. I hear something in that app that I think can be good for my future music. Then go for it. Have at it. As I said, it's $20. Let's run through some presets. So I'm just going to hit all here and we're just going to go through them. And what's really cool is each of these presets has their own scales and their own keyboard setups. You'll see as I flick through them. And you can come in and change this, yeah? That was Alien Talk. We've got Bamboo Dreams. Yeah. Look, I'm going to say it again. Sounds are pretty fucking good. very David Lynch. Rest in peace. I'm just going to throw some effects on here as well, just for fun. Yeah, it's got Jordan's name on it, so you know it's going to be good. So that one's interesting. That one's got a whole bunch of modulation on it. So we got A is a hat closed. Sorry, up here. We got a hat open. We got a snare and a kick. Neat. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty decent. Now remember, as I said in the beginning, you can add your own samples in here as well too. So I know Thomas said before, there's a bit of sample whiz in here as well too, being able to add your own samples, yeah? It's kind of a conglomeration. And I'm obviously not going to be able to go through all the sounds in here today. But I think you can tell there's some pretty decent stuff in here for both using the on-screen keyboard and remember you can control aftertouch in here too, so you can sort out aftertouch, the presses. So you can see with a lot of these, the presses already have morph vector wires already attached to them. But you can use Aftertouch for your keyboard. So there's ways around if you don't have a MPE to, you know, and your mod wheel. You can do all of that as well. So you've got mod wheel. Well, what's this one? Dorian B. Oh, they've just turned off the notes. Is it right? Or not? Where are the notes? I can't see anything. Fair enough. I think lastly, before we get out of here, I'll just cover, let's come back over here. I just want to show you what I had set up for that initial song today, just so you can hear what I had going on. Because it wasn't that complex, but I had set up just a scaler. So sending the chords out to, we'll just solo this once all this loads. So we've got these notes coming out from scaler, going into here. Let's get to our morph, but you'll see our morph is modulating, and I'm just sending an LFO out to there to get that different sound happening. Let's just quickly put on this, which I'm covering next. So on the next pre-recorded show, we'll be covering this. very simple to use. You get the idea. Yes, very good to see Almond break. Finally AUv3. It's been a long time coming. Good stuff. Keep your eyes peeled, my friends, for the next pre-recorded video. I'm not sure what's happening tomorrow. I'll make it up as I feel. Test to see how well I'm going today. But there'll definitely be a live demo tomorrow and a couple of pre-records coming up, my friends. Don't forget, this Thursday, US UK time, me and Russ are going to be here live, and we are doing the launch party for the Music for Life 2025 album, which we want you to be involved in, yeah? So we'll be providing you with the form and links and everything, and the finish date that you need all your stuff in, mastering, all the stuff you need will be announced on this show. So please come along and join us. We'll play some of the tracks from the last Music for Life our double album that was released, and see how much money we can raise for kids with cancer this 2025. Thank you all for hanging out as usual and supporting me here on the channel and doing all that stuff. It really does mean a lot on these days when I'm not feeling so good. But as always, do the things that make you happy, folks. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together, stay awake, and let's OJ. Remember, this app is $19.99 on the App Store. All right, Leela's up next. I'll dump you over there. Go and hang out with Leela. Support her. She's showing you some alternatives to CapCut, which she doesn't need to anymore because CapCut is back. Let's OJ.